helping them in our own small ways every day. And the moment we invest in cooperatives, and we have serious institutions like Arambe Sacco, which is even bigger than a bank. We have the cooperative bank, which helps and finances and have affordable ways of loaning cooperatives so that they can serve. We are talking of housing. There are land cooperatives, there are housing cooperatives, where if Kenyans join cooperatives in large numbers, and especially the youths, and even the money of the so-called hustler fund can effectively be given to the business beginners through SACCOs, whether they are motorbike SACCOs, whether they are matatu SACCOs, and whatever SACCOs or whatever formation, even for business people, even Juakali people have SACCOs. A very good one is in Kisumu, where they have saved so much money. Every day they work in Juakali sector, they save something. So we should encourage Kenyans to save. And this can only be done through the SACCOs. And once you put everybody into that movement, then it is easier to distribute the hustler fund through the SACCOs. If you just give it to people free, you make them poorer than they have ever been. Every time anybody is given something for free, money for free, that person is becoming poorer and poorer. But the moment you help them fish, the moment you give the fishy rod, the moment you give them beginning capital and you regulate it properly to make sure it is not consumed, then we are beginning to transform this nation. So I believe that is not just a responsibility of the president, it is a responsibility of each one of us, 47 or 52 million, so that we can invest and leave wealth for the generations to come. There was the issue of electricity. And in fact, 32, the president says, concerning electricity, we shall facilitate the development of innovative and effective modalities to provide better off-grid systems, including enabling consumers to form small cooperatives for that purpose. I have done this in Makueni before. We had donors who gave, solar systems into markets, and for places where electricity has not yet been provided from the grid, they are able to make their own electricity, and even you can sell it to the grid using solar. And therefore, again, cooperatives come in very early there. And then when it comes to health, we have a very big problem, I believe, almost in every county in Kenya. When patients are looking for something called MRI, it is not in a lot of counties. And every other time someone goes to hospital, they're in an emergency, they need that MRI to be taken on them to know where the problem is, especially when they have a head injury. They have to travel long distances to get this, either to come to Nairobi or a few counties who are having this system. I believe this should be installed into every county. And if we invested, in that equipment in every county, and I believe it is through this Senate, the one which is taking care of the counties, then we'll be saving a lot of Kenyans from a lot of expense and a lot of trouble. There's an issue of digital technology, which have become a critical player in economic growth. The youth have gone digital. The world has gone digital. And this is an area we have to really invest in. We are already digital in this house, and the schools are now running digitally. But with the supply of electricity, that's why the cooperatives are important in every village. With the supply of electricity in every school, where there is no grid, at least solar, then the children there will familiarize themselves with computers at the earliest time possible. Mr. Speaker, the last time I went to New York via KQ, and I really want to thank Senator Pogisho for having brought that direct flight to New York with his other French senators in the US. The big planes are now being flown digitally. Long time ago, Mr. Speaker, all the pilots used to struggle with the steering of a big plane, the 777, manually. And the steering looks like one of a bicycle. And it will be very tiring for 16 hours flight from here to New York. So now that the world is going digitally, Mr. Speaker, I believe this should go to every school, and really want to make a point that we have a responsibility as a nation to advise the president and as a Senate that GMO needs to be investigated further. And now that there are two sciences belonging, we have to be very cautious before totally lifting this ban or making any legislation to enforce the ban. Even my request is that the president should